So you know the feeling when you walk off of a train station and you just think to yourself, yeah, this is a place I like, this is a vibe that I can totally get along with. Well, Malahide isn't that place for us. If we're really honest, it's not our cup of tea, but we'll still do our best because it might be your cup of tea, and it is ranked as a pretty good place to live, so we'll go and find out why.
Hi everyone, I'm the Rum.
And I'm the Wine.
We're from Barbados in Austria. We're a couple here, living in Dublin for the past 4 years. In this series, we're here going around Ireland looking for places that you may want to live. If you want to see where we're going to go next, please do subscribe and like the video.
Malahide is a small town north of Dublin City, still in County Dublin. It's about 30 minutes away by train or by car, and it's actually the last stop on the Dart. So if you're commuting, it's kind of nice because you know you'll always get a seat because you're one of the first people getting on that train. The town has a population over 16,000 people, which makes it still one of the top 30 cities, towns in Ireland.
So we've had a little surprise today. As we were, just walking around the beach, we realised, wait a minute, there is no beach. There's actual sand. It's low tide right now, so we're actually here in the middle of where the ocean should be or will be in a few hours. Yeah, we've always seen people doing this, but it's the first time we're actually able to do this ourselves. I gotta say, this is a pretty special moment in time. It's always exciting to be just traveling about and realize, oh, there's a first time for something that you didn't do before.
One of the first things you'll notice walking out of the train station is the sign saying Tidy Towns. Tidy Towns is a competition of different Irish towns, places about who has, I guess, the tidiest town. They also get judged on other aspects as the community involvement in cleaning up the town and having town initiatives, also to help the biodiversity, those kind of things. It feels very intentional, like you can almost see why that sign was placed by the exit of the train station, because as soon as you exit you have these huge flower bouquets of beautiful flowers all along the street. Wherever you go, the lawns look very neatly manicured. There is a bit of wild flowers, grasses, whatever growing, you do have a sign saying this is for the bees, so it almost feels intentional that was a very deliberate thing that we didn't mow down this particular lawn because it's for the bees and the biodiversity. And you can also see it in people's houses. People take so much pride here, I feel like, into maintaining the houses to look very neat, freshly painted. A lot of people have put a lot of work and love into the gardens with the flower arrangements. And you can see that people put a lot of work into maintaining this perfect presentation of a tidy town. And that is perhaps also one of the reasons why when we stopped off the train station we were like, this isn't quite our cup of tea, because as you can see by the fact that we're on a literal beach in the mud, this is more a thing. We like the mud, we like the untidy nature kind of thing. So we respect people who put a lot of effort into keeping up that sort of presentation. For ourselves, we're more the untidy nature kind of wildly gross people.
Now Malahide is described as a seaside town. Well, I don't know if I'll exactly call it that. Sure, we're standing in the seaside right now, but from what I can see when we come there, this is an estuary. The actual sea is there, and this is more, well, to me at least, a riverbed. Yeah, I think that's why we can actually stand here, because if this was the sea, I think there'd be like waves, wind ripping us in our face, just like Donabate over there. Yeah, so if you remember the last video, this is the background we had in the Donabate video. So we're pretty close. Yeah, I rate that beach higher there. Yes, I know, I'm always rating beaches, so thumbs up for Donabate. This is a special experience, so you get this one, Malahide.
As we were standing there busy trying to show the view to family back home in Barbados, we noticed the sea started to creep back in, so we'll quickly creep back towards the shore. So Malahide is also known as a place with a lot of high income individuals, to the point that actually in the last census in 2016 they found that the median household income in Malahide is the highest out of any towns that isn't towns, not the big 5 cities in Ireland, but actual towns. It's almost 80k per household of gross income. And now that's the median income. So it's not like there's some outliers that mess up the average. It's the median is if you list everyone's income and then the one in the exact middle. So there's a whole lot of people making more than 80k per household as well, which might explain some stuff about the area.
So besides feeling like you're underdressed while walking into somewhere just because of the perceived affluence of the place, as we're here right now in the Malahide Gardens, we realized that everyone seems to have a routine. We saw people jogging with their yoga mats. Of course, they all seem to be gathering around the Avoca for some reason. Must be the coffee. Long lines, but the general feeling that we have is that people in this area, they know what lifestyle they want.
One of the first things that we look for in our research is, of course, food, because we like to eat. And what we definitely noticed with the restaurants is they're a lot more geared towards sitting down, multiple courses kind of meals. They aren't you just walk in and you grab a bite while you walk on the beach, which are usually our kind of places. And it also got me thinking the type of restaurants there are, because usually you can spot an area that has a lot of millennial by the amount of vegan and coffee places that there are, and there aren't that many. In fact, didn't see a lot of millennials until we came to the Castle Gardens and we found them all congregated outside the Avoca standing in queue for the coffee. There is another coffee place we found on our second trip closer by the marina, and we did spot some millennials there because they also have avocado toasties there. To be fair, we also had an avocado toastie because we were hungry, and it's a bit hard to find a place that's not a commitment for multiple course dinner here.
Well, when we were walking around the neighbourhoods, it definitely had a much more of a suburban feel. We were walking by some houses, by the seaside. Of course, out here, if they're by the seaside, the houses are bigger. But even as we move away from the seaside, we can see definitely the signs of suburban living. Everyone seems to have a car, and even in the parking lots of the houses, there's sometimes 2 to 3 cars there as well. Definitely indicating that this is much more of a suburb area, and that even as we walk through the neighbourhoods, you weren't seeing much stores or pop-ups there. It's mostly just residential. Don't really expect anything that's more affordable out here compared to the places we've been so far. It is a place with some affluence. So an example is that we looked at daft.ie, just checking out some of the properties here. Usually in other places we've looked at before, like Donabe Torbray, you could see apartments around the 250 mark. And here, if you want to see something that isn't apartments, you need to go a bit higher. Something like under 400k is apartments, but if you want something like a duplex, generally it looks like you need to fork out over 400k to get that. Besides seeing more elderly people walking around, or older people, one of the things that make us think that this is a bit more of a, not exactly retirement, but more of a kind of lifestyle place that you kind of relax if you don't have to rush into work every day, is actually the Marina Village. When you come into the town when we were going by the seaside, that's exactly what we were seeing. These sort of houses that we weren't sure initially if they were supposed to be vacation homes or retirement homes. A lot of these were up on daft.ie, and it looks like, since they're usually 1 bedroom, sometimes 2 bedroom, that it does seem to be more of that retirement type feel for it. Who wouldn't want to actually retire next to some sort of seaside thing? It's that traditional type of image that conjures up when you think about spending those lovely decades after you retire. I almost forgot to mention and actually talk about what some people would think is the main draw of living in Malahide or even visiting here. The castle grounds and gardens. This place is actually pretty huge. We're sitting right now in the field, as you can see. I don't know how large this area is because we haven't been able to discover all of it, but it's big enough that it actually has concerts here happening. I think that's a pretty cool benefit to have, having huge concerts nearby. Another draw, of course, is that the Castle Gardens is more of a place that I feel like, if you look at the websites and brochures, and generally a place that's for families. When we were strolling about, we definitely see more families here, people with their kids and lots of dogs. So for our final thoughts on Malahide, Malahide is a place that we feel adults with young children, or for those looking for a stable, quiet and picturesque place to live, or even retire, would like. Green space, seaside, and lots of homeless schools available if you're in that income bracket.
However, if you like a bit more adventure and variety in activities, or you're just more of a young adult looking for more action in your daily routine, you should probably try somewhere else. So if you liked the video, please make sure to like and subscribe, to ring the notification bell, because we'll be visiting more places that are interesting places to live in Ireland. And let us know in the comments, would you want to live in Malahide? Have you been? What do you think?
And until the next time, Bishbera!
Bye!